Hi ho and howdy everybody, my name is Shannon Shook and welcome to episode number 23 if I'm not mistaken, of Katawa Shoujo. I apologize for the really short episode. It was 20 minutes. I meant to go on for longer, but then I realized that, you know what, fuck it, it's the end of the act, might as well just move on, you know? So, in the last episode, if you have eyes and ears and were paying attention, we went back into town. Well, damn. We went back into town with Hanako, and, we went to the store that we bought the stuff from. And that was pretty much it. Very little happened. Lily left. She gone now. She gone. She's dead and gone. No, she's not. She's still very much alive. For now. No, I'm just kidding. I woke up, took my pills, and had a nice shower. Quickly slipped on my uniform, ate a tasty breakfast, grabbed my bag, and headed off. All as per my usual daily routine. It was only after arriving in class that the normality of the day was thrown off. After taking my seat, I watched my classmates trickle into the room over the next hour, until every empty seat was eventually taken, other than Hanako's. Lemon tea. It's very meh, to be honest. But, you know, we're good. Also, I hit the fucking mic. God damn it, Shannon. I can never get used to the idea that she doesn't show up in class every now and again. It feels all the more worrying now as well, that given that Lily's left. As Muto continues to drone on, I find my gaze flicking every so often over to her seat, as if she might appear there any moment now. Nobody seems to care at all about her absence, but they have little reason to. Hanako being absent from class, after all, is perfectly normal, or at least it was. Her attendance hasn't been all that bad from what I've seen in my time here, but it was apparently much more spotty beforehand. This is also an ominous time for her to be gone. It's the day before her birthday, and my suspicions are starting to rise. After the breakdown she had in class when it was mentioned. An increasing amount of my thoughts is taken up by how I can help her, but in the end, I feel like I can't do anything. The bell heralding the beginning of the lunchtime rings out, shaking me out of my thoughts. A collective sigh of relief can be heard from the class, though Muto looks quite put off. He dislikes being interrupted in the middle of his exciting lectures, after all. Just when I'm wondering what I should do on my lunch break, given that Hanako and Lily aren't there, the solution presents itself. Sup afternoon, Hee-chan. Sup, bitch. How you do? Afternoon, Misha. Shizune. You both look as bright as ever. Shi-chan wants to know if you would like to have lunch with us today. Sure, it'll be good to have some company. The cafeteria hums with activity, much like my old schools did. Yamaku's different, though, in how strangely civilized the lunchtime rush is. As what one would expect to be an unruly mob chomping at the bit to get the serving area is rather a neat and organized line. There's a small amount of jostling, and people's heads are often craning around, checking up on what's head next. But it's pretty subdued. Damn. This is due, no doubt, to the very serious rules regarding such matters in the school. The same strict discipline is observed when students move in the hallways or come to and from their dormitories in the school gate. While the reasons for it might be slightly off-putting, I've come to quite like the sense of order that's enforced in the school. I didn't really like being told by Shizune and Misha to get their lunches, though. I feel a little used as I take a seat at the table where they're sitting, plunking their food down in front of them. Sneaky little bastards. Sweet bread and a strawberry milk for Misha, a bowl of ramen and juice for Shizune. I heave a sigh of relief as I put it down. After the significant difficulty I had carrying it all in addition to my own lunch. Oh, God damn it. Nose, work with me here. Thank you. Yeah. Damn right. Misha claps her hands together before popping open the wrapper and digging into her bread ravenously. Shizune simply gives an appreciative nod before giving her steaming ramen a stir and blowing on a little to cool down. I open my own lunch, another packet of sweet bread, and take a bite of it before washing it down with some juice. The bread's very sweet, so much that I end up forcing myself to stomach it to even get the experience over with. Midway through, I decide to take a break from the difficult task and ask what's on my mind. So, I'm guessing you two had a reason to drag me down here. You You two seem to always have an ulterior motive, after all.
What are you saying, He-fan? I won't have to offer my thief.
Sorry. Oh, it wasn't even that funny, but it made me laugh. Her mouth is full of sweetbread as she speaks. It's a pretty unpleasant sight. Shizune looks a little grossed out before going back to eat her ramen. Misha's fucking great. I'm sorry, but Misha's fucking fantastic. She's just... I love her. She's just adorable. I wait until Misha swallows what she has in her mouth before speaking. Ugh. You're not buttering me up to make me work with you after school?
Nope.
Not trying to extract information from me that I might not want to give?
Nuh-uh.
Fine, you win. I guess you just wanted to eat lunch with someone as intelligent and handsome as me, then.
That's it, E-chan. You got it.
Shizune looks unimpressed as Misha finishes signing our conversation and sucks in the last of a long noodle as she signs her own thoughts.
Shi-chan says you shouldn't be so suspicious of us. She's just doing her duty as a class representative after all.
How is she... how are you doing that? As much as I hate to admit it, it looks as if I still have trouble communicating with Shizune. It might be a simple matter of keeping eye contact with her and addressing Shizune instead of Misha in my speech, but when someone else is doing all the talking for her, it's a surprisingly difficult task.
It's a class representative jobs to ensure everyone is doing alright in class, isn't it?
Not really, no. Wait, how is making me get your food ensuring that I'll do well in class?
So this is the thanks that we get for giving you our companionship during lunchtime, you selfish bastard.
That's a total dodge of the question. Wait, hang on. How did you know that
Lily's away and Hanako is absent, and since those two are the only people you hang around with, you also made it kind of obvious to see.
Ouch. It may have well done so, but she didn't need to rub it in. Maybe this is payback for before. Right. Well, thanks. I appreciate it. And that isn't sarcasm. The two nod and we get back to finishing our meals. It feels a little embarrassing to be accompanied just because they noticed I was lonely, but it isn't as if they're strangers either. It isn't long before I finish my last of my bread and start on the last of my juice. As I do so, I find my mind wandering back to what I've started thinking about before the two interrupted my train of thought. It feels like I'm the only one in class that so much as acknowledges Hanako not being there. It feels like this the other time she skipped class, but now it's even more acutely annoying. Does nobody care if she's happy or not? Have they just written off any responsibility to help make her better? Even fucking goddamn it, Shannon. Even Moto doesn't try to keep her in class, and I'm still not wholly convinced by his reasoning.
Hey, He-chan, did you just pass this expiry date?
What?
You were pulling a weird face like this.
As if it were needed, Misha mimics my own expression. Her exaggeration makes me grimace, though Shizune at least takes some amusement from it. I was just thinking about Hanako.
Oh?
Misha's interest is piqued, and so is Shizune's, once my words are interpreted for her. I'm just worried about her being absent so often. Especially now, though, what with her birthday coming around. The memories of that incident in class are still fresh in their minds. Their faces alone are telling that much. Do you know anything about Hanako? Anything that might help? Misha shrugs and looks at Shizune, who mulls on this for a while.
The only people she's ever talked to for more than a sentence or two are you and Lily.
Shizune may not be able to convey Lily's name in a derisive tone of speech, but I feel as if it comes through in her sign language. The effect is lost, however, after Misha's interpretation.
There are a couple of things we know about Hanako as student council members, thanks to the records that pass through our hands, but we can't say anything about what's in them.
Understandable. It sounds a lot like the nurse's patient confidentiality. Every time I find someone that knows anything about Hanako's past, it ends up turning out to be a dead end. The only way I'll ever find out is by asking her. I don't know if she'll let me know such things, but if it's for her sake, I have to at least try.
Don't worry about it, Hichan. It happens every year after all.
That does not remove my sense of worry at all. I still feel a little at fault for what happened in class, but this feels like it goes further, even without their confirmation of that fact. Misha notes my troubled expression, her own usually happy and reassuring face dropping.
Everyone has problems they have to deal with. Right, Hichan?
Yeah, I just wish I could help. Hanako. Fucking damn. I just wish I could help Hanako more with hers. With that, the conversation trails off on a depressing note. Eventually, Misha managed to pick the mood up with her usual bright, bubbly antics, but my mind remains focused on Hanako. I'll go check on her later. I make sure my door is locked after dropping off my school bag. The dorms are quiet. Moto kept me occupied longer than I expected, discussing my studies after class ended and pressing on me some worksheets to give to Hanako almost as an afterthought. Absorbed in thought, I'm late in registering the shadow that appears in front of me. Looking up reveals the owner of fucking Christ, said shadow.
Hey man, haven't seen you in a while. It's been like half the game. How are you doing, son of a bitch?
Oh, hi.
What is with that response?
My absent-minded greeting visibly annoys him. I'd probably have the same reaction, to be honest. Sorry, I'm just thinking about a lot of stuff.
Thinking is a pretty poor excuse for not aiding the war effort.
And how goes the war?
I am preparing. Right now, I need money to help with those preparations.
If you want me to loan you money, just say it.
No, man, I'm good.
You're what? You don't want my money?
Hey, man, don't look so surprised. It's kind of fucking insulting. Accurate, but insulting. I'm pretty big in the competitive bowling scene, but yesterday I found some guys who didn't know that.
I'm fairly sure that betting would be against the school rules.
School rules don't matter. This is a war situation. People these days, they have no appreciation for what war means.
So what do you need this money for? Dare I ask?
Non-perishable canned food, building materials, mostly corrugated iron and wood panels, first aid kit, camping heater, portable radio, sleeping bag, flashlight, mechanical clock.
At first it strikes me as a rather random assortment of objects and materials, but after a few seconds it clicks. Isn't that the list of materials for a fallout shelter?
Ah, so you've read A Protect and Survive booklet. It's good to see someone so knowledgeable about how to protect themselves.
You do not seriously think?
It's a non-zero possibility.
No, I'm pretty sure there's zero possibility of that ever happening. He slowly and dramatically raises an eyebrow. Well, as dramatically as one can raise an eyebrow. Boy, you can dramatically raise a motherfucking eyebrow. You can't tell because no face cam, but like it's there. It's happening right now. Dramatic as shit. The chances, I don't know, 0.1 to the trillionth place. It's infinitesimal. Besides, where can you build a fallout shelter anyway? Certainly not on campus.
Boy, you realize there's an app for that. It's my summer holiday project while I'm at home. My dad said I could do it.
Really?
Yeah, he thought it would improve my crafting skills and manual dexterity, or something.
Knowing Kenji, his dad probably thought it might just keep him out of his hair for a while. Sounds about right. Still, it does make me wonder about what his parents are like. Maybe they're totally normal, and Kenji is just an aberration. On the other hand, maybe this kind of paranoia and fearful survivalism runs in the family.
Hey, you wanna help me build it? You look like the type to be handy with tools. If I had your help, we could really make a badass bunker instead of just a fallout shelter.
I doubt that. Playing soccer before my accident gave me good footwork, but I've never really tried my hand at anything approaching real handiwork. I'm busy over the holiday. Fuck. Fuck it, I'm done. Moving on.
A shame. If the feminists ever get a hold of the launch codes, I fear that so few will be prepared. Not repaired. You don't need a repair until after that happens. whatever. And your fallout shelter will protect you from a nuclear bomb explosion in the case that this does happen? Boy, I'm ready. A fallout shelter isn't meant to be to protect against the blast. That's what a blast shelter is for. I thought you knew better. My mistake. My home's pretty far away from any major military sites, so the fallout following a nuclear exchange is a bigger concern than the blast itself. What I'll do is keep the dust and other particulates away from me, my food supply, and my sleeping area. It's gotta last me at least 14 days, though.
14 days is a pretty long time.
It is. I need 1 liter of water a day for drinking. 2 optimally so I can wash as well. Toiletry is easy enough, just garbage bags and a bin placed outside the shelter area. Food means canned supplies, of course.
Of course. And the radio is for outside communication?
Right. So I can pick up government alerts on what's happening outside. I need a mechanical clock rather than an electric one in case of an electromagnetic pulse from a nuclear outburst fries it too. There's still a lot of other stuff I need as well, like extra clothing, matches, and candles. I think they might have some time to gather it all, though. Maybe.
As much as I hate to say it, I'm a little impressed. He's really researched this and thought it through. Then again, I don't know if I want to live in a post-apocalyptic world with only people like Kenji having survived. Sounds like you really know what you're doing.
Damn right I do.
It must be hard, living in constant fear like this. He hardly ever socializes either, so the fact that he went bowling with others in itself is something of a surprise. This mentality reminds me of a little certain someone. Thankfully, her fear of others doesn't manifest in such a distinctively eccentric way. One thing I know for sure is that I certainly can't tell him exactly why I've been hanging around with him so much. I haven't been hanging around with him so much recently. It's late. I have stuff to do. I'll think about making a fallout shelter or something, though.
Yeah, alright, that's cool. A man has gotta do what he's gotta do, after all. You know what I'm saying? You should hang out with me sometime, by the way. You're a cool dude. Cool dudes should hang out together, right?
For some reason, that compliment actually feels kind of nice. The situation with Hanako being what it is, though, means that I probably won't be able to fulfill his request. For now, at least. That'll be good. I'll talk to you later about it when I can.
Cool. Later, dude.
He retreats to his dormitory room. I'd better go see Hanako. I stand outside the door to Hanako's room, hoping that she isn't in too much of a state as I nervously clutch the worksheets Muto asked me to pass on to her. It's one more reason to visit her, and it gives me something to talk about, so I suppose I should be thankful to him for giving me the task. With a long breath to steady myself, I wrap my knuckles on the door in front of me. Silencio! I listen intently for any sound of shuffling coming from inside the call is coming from inside the house, but I can't hear a thing. I knock on the door again, slightly harder. Still no answer. How strange. Scratching my head, I make one last attempt at getting her to answer as I knock on the door one final time. Hanako, it's just me. Muto said to give you some stuff. For a while, the attempt seems to be unsuccessful at the last. Just before I slip the sheets under the door, though, I hear the handle rattling. As the door opens halfway, I quickly try to see how Hanako's faring. It's a task made somewhat more difficult by her oversized gown hiding so much of her body. She doesn't look sick, or at least not immediately so. To be honest, I'd have preferred that to her expression right now. She looks terribly tired, and appears to barely be acknowledging my presence. Hey, Hanako, Muto wanted me to give you these since you weren't in class today. I hold out the loose sheets, which she tentatively takes in her hands. The way she moves is devoid of thought. Her posture slumped in an unusual manner for someone that's so often tense and wound up. Her eyes keep looking away from mine, doing their best to avoid contact. I move my head a little to try and get a better look, but she just ends up turning away. Are you okay? If you're feeling sick or anything, I could go get a nurse. It feels almost pitiful to put such a routine get-well-soon act. To put on such a routine get-well-soon act. I can't think of anything else that I could possibly do for her, though. She seems to collect herself a little at the notion, but only a little. Her head remains turned away, but her eyes move towards me. I'm fine. An awkward silence follows. As it lingers, I notice that the sleeves and the cuffs of her gown bear slightly damp stains. Her cheeks are a bit red too. Has she been crying? I see. I hesitate a little before coming out with the words I really came here to say. Would you like me to stay? I don't have anything urgent to do at the moment, so wouldn't be much trouble. Her eyes slide away from me, and I lose any hope for an improvement in her mood. I wait for a response, but she doesn't say anything, nor does she give any kind of gesture. She just stands there looking away from me. Hanako? She slowly shakes her head. Oh, good night, then. Fuck. With that, Hanako steps back and closes her door without a second word. More than a little worried, I retreat back to my room. That went well. Wandering up the hallway, I keep mulling over what happened. I felt like Hanako was only half there, as if I was interacting with a robot that was just doing what was programmed to do without any real thought. She was just a husk of a person. This is frustrating. I'd hoped that meeting with Hanako would help the situation, but I feel like it's only made her harder to understand her. How am I supposed to try and help her when she's quite literally shuts me out like that? Oh my god. I don't even bother to turn on the light, opting instead to simply change into my pajamas, quickly choke down my evening pills, and collapse onto my bed. Thank you. If I hadn't spent so much time with Hanako, I wouldn't have realized that she said anything. Then again, the store owner's mumble was hardly clear either. Thanks in part from being directed away from us.
I'm just over here looking at the floor. And I guess some like Windex. I don't know where you use Windex on a floor.